Hello, everyone. Greetings out there in YouTube land and Facebook land to all my friends and family and communities. This is DelVecchio coming to you live on Friday, the 22nd of November. And I have a really interesting topic for you today, so please stick with me. Hey, Michael, welcome. Thanks for the love. Hi, Ingrid. Welcome. Thanks for the love. So I'm very excited about today's topic, and this is actually going to respond to a very specific request from one of the viewers to answer, I think, a question that so many of us really wrangle with on a regular basis. So before I dive in, I want to request that if you're here, give me a hello, give me some feedback, send me some love. Please share this if once we're complete, if you find there's value here. And of course, as always, if you know someone who would benefit from this message, please share it. Okay, so with that, today's topic is how to focus on the positive when the people around you are so negative. And I want to begin by actually reading this quote, slightly paraphrased, but mostly exact, from one of the members of one of my private Facebook communities. And it was so heartfelt. I just received it this morning, so heartfelt. And I feel, again, so resonant, a question for many people that it's worth doing a video on it and sharing the exact question. So this person says, I need some tips on how to call in what I want, to focus on the positive when my work environment has some really negative vibes, making it difficult to avoid negative conversations, meetings, energy, people, etc. I could just hide away from it all, but that isn't really dealing with the problem. And so brilliant question. So I want to thank that person, keep them, because it's in a private group, I'm not going to share who they are right now, but you know who you are. So thank you for asking that really important question. I feel that you speak to the collective, to many of us who are dealing with this. So how do we keep our vibration high, focus on the positive when we might need to, on a daily basis, walk into an environment, or maybe we wake up into an environment surrounded by negative Nellies and downer Daves, let's say. People who are seeped in the dominant paradigm frequency of fear, of competition, of judgment, of anxiety, all of that stuff. And so I'm just going to take a breath here and connect in so that I don't wander into mind space and really bring this forward in as clear a way as possible, because it isn't just one answer. Hey, Johanna, thank you for being here. Good to see you here. Welcome. Okay. So it feels like what wants to come through first is a reiteration of the context in which those of us who are up-leveling our frequency are doing this. We are living in a world right now that is seeped in difficult energies, fear frequencies that are actually constantly delivered to us via media, via the environments we're in, via stress, financial stress, health stress, Wi-Fi stress, EMF stress, inorganic food stress, you name it. So the first thing that we need to understand in order to, thanks for the thumbs up, everyone, in order to really understand, how do we do this staying positive in a negative world, is to really understand kind of what we're up against. And even when I say up against, that's sort of a dualistic perspective, and I don't really want to set it up that way, but I think it's just important to understand the ocean in which we are swimming. So we are swimming in an ocean that for the last hundreds of years and perhaps thousands of years, certainly 6,000 years, has been steeped in a domination of a paradigm of domination, which means the masses are on the bottom struggling and often dominated, even violently so, by the few at the top. Now, domination today, for those of us in the Western world, isn't so much like we're worried about the band of horse riding marauders at our door. It's economic, right? It's economic often. It's feeling like I can't leave my job because I have to pay the bills, all of that. So, but I want us to really sit for a moment with the understanding that we who are beginning to awaken, to understand that, hey, we are all connected, we're all in this together, we are love, we are eternal beings, yet we're swimming in this ocean surrounded by fear, hatred, judgment, and it's all at the highest level coming from our own deeply buried subconscious programming. But that's sort of a conversation for a different time. Stay with me and watch my videos and you'll get that. And many of you are already students of non-dualism and the principles of Christed consciousness, so you get what I'm talking about. But anyway, here we are. We're swimming along. We're starting to wake up. We're starting to realize we're all one. We're starting to connect with each other. We're starting to go like, wow, I am really committed to being one of the light bearers to bring in this new earth. And we're swimming and we're like Downer, Davy Downer and Betty Negative and Susie Cynical, and they're all around us. The water cooler conversations that spiral down into negativity. What do we do? Like this person said, you could try to swim away, and many of us, this is what we do, is we find our tribe so that we can spend more and more time with those people who have the high elevated frequency. But we still have to walk in the world. So what do we do? So now that's the context. Hey, Pamela, welcome. That's the context. Now I'm going to go in and connect again with what are some of the tools that we can use. So give me a moment here. The first, of course, is absolutely a daily practice of self-care and spiritual discipline that aligns you with the light and the love. So for me, I'll share what I do because, we all have our own practices. I'm not saying you have to do this, but basically about 35 to 45 minutes a day yoga, including pranayama to connect the left and right hemisphere of the brain and some other brain connecting exercises so that I'm not just locked in left brain, which is oriented towards separation and judgment, defense, attack, and just literally like separating things into parts. So that's one thing I do. Then meditation, 35 minutes of meditation. Then I also do my Course in Miracles lesson and I do my prayer. I pray for myself, for people. Then I also do journaling. So this is like foundational, non-negotiable for me. That's just daily spiritual practice. There's other bits to it, but that's the basics. Now, you don't have to do that per se, but a daily spiritual practice that anchors you and pulls you into your body and into your heart is absolutely essential to navigate these times. That's the first thing. Then having some kind of either a mantra or a prayer or a direct connection, communication and connection with your master teachers in the non-physical, your guides and angels, so that you can call upon them when you are actually swimming around and swim into a school of fish that are a bunch of, complaining, negative, attacking, fearful, whatever. So I communicate regularly with my guides. I am now able to do a little bit of channeling of them, but that's only after I've done a lot of inner work to clarify my own mind of the obstructions to love's presence. Before that, I wasn't able to. I wasn't a vibrational match. But I would still journal and I would still pray and ask for help. Remember that your guides and angels cannot help you unless you ask, because this is a free will zone. So literally, you rock up to I'm going to just use the water cooler as the example. You rock up to the water cooler and there are two of your colleagues bitching and complaining and judging. For me, I don't have a water cooler, but it can be like I had it the other day. I was in the grocery store. No, I was at the post office and there was a line. People bitching and complaining. So what do I do for me? Master teachers and guides, please come down to me and surround me in the light that I can extend out to others, and remember that we are all one. That's one thing I do. Another thing I do is I offer up to the Holy Spirit, Divine Mother Sophia, take from me these negative thoughts that are starting to activate within me, that we may all be healed and free. So you can ask for guidance. You can also surrender the negative thoughts that you're feeling like you're getting caught into. And so those are two sort of strategies of just your own energy work, so that you don't energetically get hooked into or engage. So it takes practice. If you have spent 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the habitual default setting of just going with whatever the conversation is and doing the negative talk, be gentle on yourself. We're all indoctrinated to do that very thing. It makes sense that you would be that way. Don't beat yourself up, and be patient with yourself when you find, oh God, there I went again. Oops. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. It's okay. I'm learning a new way. And then, double down on calling upon your guides and angels to give you, you can ask even, give me a positive thing to share right now to shift this conversation, or give me the strength to hold my ground and not engage in the negativity that's going on here. Because I get it. Sometimes the politics in the office are such that if you start countering all that negativity, they'll all gang up and attack you because you're threatening their reality. So I get it that you can't necessarily make a change for them. So it's really ask the guides for help, or offer up to the Holy Spirit, to the Holy Mother, Divine Mother Sophia. Please, I offer up to you, wisdom keeper of the Divine Holy Mother, the negative energy that I feel like I'm being pulled into, that I may come back to peace within my heart and be in service to all, to offer freedom to all of us. So spiritual tools there. Now, how about the practical? What do you do? So let me connect in with that and see if we can get another layer of the information. So we've gone from the very big picture of the context to the sort of some spiritual tools, daily practice, communicating with your guides, offering it up to the Holy Spirit. Now, okay, let's get brass tacks. What can we do? So let me just connect in and see what comes through for us. Okay, so the first thing coming through is a little bit of a diversion tactic, a little bit of the kind of just walking away from it. And that could be anything from, hey, I got a lot on my plate right now, got to get back to work, that kind of thing, if it's a work situation, to what I did. Okay, so I'll share a little deeper what I did in the post office the other day. There was an interruptive person, and there was the person in the line in front of me who was doing, this thing? That energy, and looking to me to get agreement with her energy so that we could sort of gang up on this interrupter. Now, first of all, the interrupter was a very elderly person. And thanks for the laughs. Yeah, was a very elderly person. And, I have so much Asian energy inside of me that to me, which in Asia, they so respect the elders. It would take a lot for me to show disrespect to an elder, full stop. I think that's a beautiful lesson for all of us, especially as I age and start to feel what that feels like. It's not like being 30 years old anymore. So anyway, that's a little aside. So anyway, I was like, okay, I was kind of pretending not to notice, kind of like focusing on making sure my address was right for everything I had to do, and could feel that attitude happening next to me. And I could see, of course, the interrupter, the elderly person over there. And, so I just kind of stayed in my own energy field and emanated love. And then finally, this person next to me, the eye roller, said something to me. And I just literally was innocent. I was like, huh? And then there was a statement around something about, the soap opera of Sedona. And I went, oh yeah, I bet a lot of small towns could do that. And then smiled at her, not offering judgment against her, just really being heartful and open and almost like do, like a little innocent. And then And what it did was it short-circuited the situation, because I came off as like not really getting it. And so but not challenging her. And it sort of diffused it in that sense. So I'm offering like, that's a specific situation, but I'm offering a little bit of a strategy of like innocent disengagement or non-engagement. So if you ever find that there's a way to do that, so there's the avoidance tactic, which is I'm really busy right now, talk to you later, which can run the risk of, people ganging up on you, which maybe isn't such a bad thing, because maybe it's time to leave that job, but that's a video for another time. So let's just leave it at that for now. But then there's also that sort of like innocent non-engagement. That would be another way to do it. And so now let me just see if there's any other like really, really practical. Have affirmations prepared so that silently you can run them in your mind, so that you can start to catch where those opportunities to go into enabling complaint or team effort toward negitude. So it could be that it's okay for other people to feel how they feel. I choose love. I'm choosing love right now. I'm choosing love right now. I'm choosing love right now. I'm choosing peace right now. I'm choosing peace right now. I'm choosing peace right now. I am at peace with what is. I accept what is. It's okay. I am love. Anything that's easy for you to remember, and you're just running it silently in your mind, so that if someone comes up to you and they begin complaining, hey, Rupi, hi, good to see you here. I hope all's well in your world. So if people come up to you and they're in complaint, so maybe it's not a group water cooler bitch session. Maybe it's just someone comes up to you and they're like, I just am so pissed off, and I just gotta blah, 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 blah. And you're used to being the counselor of their negativity. This is where silently you hold the space for them and you continue your silent mantra. I am love. It's okay. I accept that I accept what is. I hold the space of love. I accept what is. I hold the space of love. Whatever serves you, something that you've practiced at home in positive energies, so that it's right there available to you at the moment you need it, when there's no positive energy around you. So you keep repeating that and holding the space for them. And then when they stop, or when they're looking for agreements, you can, this is where you have to go to your own wisdom that's going to come from your other spiritual practices, so that you know what to do in that moment. And that could look like anything like extending compassion. I really feel for you. It sounds like it's really hard. And what I'm finding is that I'm feeling better when I'm focusing more on the positive and not giving so much energy to the negative. That could be it. I'm not suggesting that that's the response, because your daily spiritual practice, all the other things we talked about, daily spiritual practice, understanding the greater context, forgiveness, speaking with your guides, asking for assistance, asking for divine guidance in that moment, keeping your mantra going, all of that is going to prepare you to be available to serve in that moment when high frequency love, acceptance, and non-judgment is needed. So it's a journey. So I want to start wrapping up here, because this has been a bit long. This is a journey back to love, a journey back to wholeness, a journey to the space of holding the space of love in the face of complaint and criticism is not something we just get overnight. We come at it from many angles. We have to reduce our own stress in our own life. That's another sort of brass tack. If you are maxed out to here with stress and you are not doing things for self-care to reduce your stress, then you're not very resourced to receive the guidance from your guides in that moment when you need it. So that's why all those other things are important. Your daily spiritual practice, your connection with your guides, your mantra, your self-care, all of it adds up to a context, a container that allows you to be the presence of love in the face of all of that negativity. So with that, I hope this is helpful for you, the specific person who requested support around this. And for all of you who've been listening, thank you. And all of those yet to listen. Again, I just want to ask, if you found this helpful, please share it. Please like or add a comment or navigate me if it didn't make sense. If you would like more insights, thank you. Thank you for the love. And if you know someone who would benefit from this message, by all means, please share this with them, either by sharing it on your Facebook page, grabbing the link and sharing it privately if you see it on YouTube, or sharing it privately in a private message. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Johanna. Good to see you, Lauren. Good to have you here too. And sending you all much love and bright blessings from Sedona. Until next time. Mwah. Love you. Bye for now.